Hi, I'm Rachel, a registered dietitian at Levine Cancer Institute, and I'm going to walk you through how to feed yourself using the gravity bag method of feeding. Sometimes with certain medical conditions, you are unable to eat and drink enough to provide the nutrition you need. Feeding tubes are used to deliver liquid nutrition into your stomach to get the nutrients that you need. So let's get started with the supplies that you'll need. You'll need an IV pole, a gravity bag, a carton of formula, water, and a syringe if you'd like to do water flushes with a syringe. So let's start with how to give water flushes with the syringe. First thing you'll do is unscrew your feeding tube. Next, you'll unscrew your syringe. You'll pull up on water. Screw your syringe onto your feeding tube. At this point, your feeding tube is clamped. So you just want to make sure you unclamp your feeding tube and you just push the water right into your feeding tube. So that's one way that you can do a water flush. The other way that you can do it is with the gravity bag. The first thing you always want to make sure to do is there's a wheel on your gravity bag. When it's up at the top, that means that formula, water can flow right into your feeding tube. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you pull that wheel all the way down to the bottom. This makes sure that your water or your formula doesn't come running out. You go ahead and pour water into your bag. Hang the bag on the pole. Next thing you'll want to do is unscrew the gravity bag and connect the gravity bag to your feeding tube. You're ready to give yourself a flush of water. You want to make sure you pull the wheel up. You can see water starts to flow right into your feeding tube. The gravity method is hands-free. You don't need to hold anything. It will just make its way right into your stomach. Now you're ready to start feeding yourself. Pull the wheel down on your gravity bag so everything is clamped off. You'll go ahead and unscrew the gravity bag from your feeding tube. Next thing you want to do is pour your formula into the feeding tube. Close the cap and hang the bag back onto the pole. The first thing that you want to make sure you do is prime the tube feeding. This lets air come from the bag and not into your stomach. It starts to make its way. As soon as you start to see formula or water coming out, the gravity bag is primed. Go ahead Clamp it off, and you're ready to start tube feeding. Screw your gravity bag onto the feeding tube. Pull the wheel up, and formula starts to come into your belly. If we want to slow the formula down, we just make sure to pull the wheel more towards the middle. This will allow a slower drip. If you want to speed things up, wheel goes to the top. It'll take anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes to feed yourself through the gravity bag, depending on how much formula you need to give at one time. And just make sure when you're finished that you flush with water again. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are looking to feed yourself with the bolus method in a syringe, check out my other video. Thanks.